What's going on, everybody? This is Snowman. Welcome to another brand new snoCast, the second best thing you could listen to, right behind the first best thing to listen to. That's kind of a weird meta one, but thanks to What's With Games for that intro. I'm joined today by two very special guests, Aurum and animeistrash, aka Justin and Ken. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I am tired.
We got good and tired. We're off to a great start then. Before I give you guys the floor, I want to just say right off the bat, I've been dealing with mind-numbing construction for all week outside my apartment, and so I'm sorry in advance if there's weird rumbles and stuff. I'm going to try my best to minimize that, but just know that if it's driving you crazy, it's been driving me crazy for the last 3 days. There's been jackhammers. Dude, you know when you're trying to record something, anything, and then it's just it's always right when you start, and then they're oh, okay, all right, bring in the jackhammers. We're gonna start. It's absurd. So,
oh, dude, that's like when because I moved back in with my dad, and every time that I last night especially, I was trying to get on to play Diablo 3 with that, and literally as soon as I sat down, my dad would be like, "Hey, come here," and I'm like, "What the okay?" and then I'd come back 10 minutes later, and all right, Fed, I'm back, and then 5 minutes later, my dad's like, "Didn't you do?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't," and then he had to go again. And then I come back 10 minutes later, and Fed's like, "Are you back?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know, dude."
People just have it out. They just want us to have miserable lives, I think. They know. It's kind of like Truman Show thing. It'd be funny if it was a sitcom, but it's not. Anyway, I digress. Tell us about what you guys do. One of you is on YouTube. One of you plays a big role in some YouTube people, myself included.
Yeah. Justin plays a big role because A+ starts stealing all his shit.
We're gonna get that out of the way at the beginning here. Jeez, we're going straight in.
Yeah.
It's all a bait and switch. Box. I brought you guys on to talk about Nintendo, but really we're gonna go some Keemstar here. We're going drama alert. So please don't. But I'll start with Justin. Tell us about what you do on YouTube.
Well, I Google glitches in video games, record them, and then I put them onto a video and hope that people like it. And if they do, I don't believe them. So yeah. I also make hacking videos as well.
See, when you say you just Google them and then do them, that makes it sound a lot less effort.
Yeah. What you gotta say is that you showcase them.
Yeah, exactly.
I research and I
showcase
glitches.
I do deep research.
I think it's pretty ironic though that he says that it's kind of low effort, but he goes out of his way to make those videos. It's fucking.
You do a ton of
destroys
effort.
Himself making them.
Yeah, you work dawn to dusk, man.
I have nothing better to do. So.
Where can people check out this channel of hacks and glitches?
Well, they can check out my channel at http.
Oh, and //
YouTube.com/channel/A+start
/user
basically.
Yeah.
Or yeah, youtube.com/c/Aurum dude. Yeah.
Aurum dude, yeah, there you go. Why Aurum dude? Why not just Aurum?
Well, originally I was a dude. But,
what about the Minecrafter, man?
The Minecrafter?
Oh no, the Craft Miner.
Crafty Miner's that's my alternate ego.
Ooh, that's a spicy one.
Yes.
Good.
He's probably the best Minecraft player.
So glitch and hack shows, hack stuff doing very well for you. Really fun stuff. I dig it. What's the difference between a glitch and a hack? We're just gonna go deep into the channel here. Forget our regular topic.
All right. So we're gonna dig a little glitches.
This is Nintendo related.
Yeah, it's Nintendo. You can say Wind Waker, for example. A new glitch was recently found. If you do a certain kind of things, you can make Link run at warp speed, and that's kind of it's sort of a deliberate thing where you have to do some button presses and whatnot. Whereas hacking is an outside kind of force changing the game. So
that makes sense.
pretty different.
Stuff that you can do in the game are glitches, and then hacks like I changed the game.
Yeah.
I changed the game. Very good. Anything else that you're involved in / want to plug / let people know about?
I'm currently involved in the snoCast number 25.
Oh, you clever devil. Yeah, dude, snoCast 25. I've done 25 of these things. That's kind of crazy. You guys are like quarter to 100.
Are these weekly?
They're monthly.
Oh wow. So yeah, 25 is a lot.
Yeah, like it's been a long time. I've done this since, maybe 2 years. I guess 2 years if it's 25.
There's one with Raz on it, right?
Yeah. In fact, two.
Was it like one of the early ones? Because I think that's the only one I've legitimately listened to all the way through.
It's the best one. I did one with Raz a long time ago, and then I did one recently with him and Mitch on Pokemon. And then he
was one of the original ones that I heard.
Yeah.
I listened to it all the way through because I love hearing Raz's voice.
I believe it was Franchise Fatigue. Good one. I'll plug that one for people to go way back, listen to that. What now, Mr. Animeistrash, which is a lovely name. Tell us about what you do so people can check you out.
I wake up every day and think about death. I crawl out of my bed, walk into my brother's room, and turn on my PC. I log into Battle.net and I play one of the many Blizzard games that I own. That's what I do now. The majority of the things that I not used to do because I'm not like done doing them, but I make music. I make scripts that no one's ever gonna read. I have a video that no one's ever gonna watch. I just kind of do my best to stay creative when not thinking about the impending doom. The main thing that I do is music. I'm gonna take Justin's approach here. I Google VSTs. I log on to FL Studio and I fuck around for 40 minutes until something comes out.
Yeah.
Which is, that is kind of what I do. Yeah.
Right. We should just oversimplify everything we do. I play a game and I record some stuff and then I talk about it because whatever just comes to the brain.
Dude, I love Let's Play.
Exactly.
I produce music. That's the main thing.
Real good stuff. Real good music. Some of you, I'm sure, already know.
Everyone thinks so except for me.
I have an Animeistrash song as my intro to all videos.
Like Epic Game Music talked about that
really?
Song. Yeah. There's like a panel that he's on where he like shouts me out.
It was probably my favorite song off that album.
It's the most popular song. I can pull up the stats right now.
Undertale sucks. Great track. Also true. So let's move on. We're gonna. I threw that one in for Mitch. Mitch will love that one.
You ready for this? No, let me hit you with the shit. You ready?
Ooh, I'm ready.
To this day, 1,245 downloads of that song.
Just that song.
Yep.
Dang, it is a good song, man. That's pretty awesome. I wonder if like it being in my intros contributed to that. Is that like enough ego of myself to think that?
I mean, like, in all honesty, people find my music that I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
Like Nace, a really good friend of mine now. He just fucking followed me one day, and I had no idea how he was connected to anyone that I knew.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I heard your music. And he has like a very, 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 very loose connection to Chris Strex.
Oh, yeah.
Like friend of a friend of a friend is what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's the closest relation he had, and I'm just like, how the fuck did Nace find out about my music?
It's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, and I mean that's how I heard about you from friends and posting your music. So it's good stuff, man.
The first thing my music was in is, I want to say either Steve's or Mitch's videos, but I know
Mitch used it in an intro, and like now it seems like everybody. I see like Mark Brown.
I think Mitch had it first.
Yeah, because he called
Mark Brown used my music too.
Yeah. Mitch called me a copycat for putting in my intro. But that's just the hipster in Mitch. Let's dive in. I think we need to, we have a lot to talk about with the newly announced Nintendo Switch. Now, funny story before we begin that. We were originally going to record earlier this week. We're recording this Friday, October 21st, by the way, which it'll be posted tomorrow. This was only announced yesterday, the Nintendo Switch. We were supposed to record like Tuesday or Monday or something. And
like speculation on the NX.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be an NX. What do we think about it? Yeah. And I'm so glad we didn't, because that would have been completely out of date and pointless if we had just posted that instead.
We probably would have had to re-record.
Yeah, I would have been furious. In fact, there were so many rumors the last like week or two of, oh, they're gonna announce something, NX reveal is gonna be very soon. And I was like, fingers crossed before we had to reschedule. Like, I hope they don't announce anything. I hope they don't. And I'm so glad we didn't. I would have been so mad.
I think what's funny is there's this chain of tweets, and it's like Nintendo, like last E3, like not the one that just passed, but before that, they tweeted something. It was a curtain. It was like, "Hey NeoGaf, here's the curtain." And then when they announced they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk about the NX." It's a picture of Mario peeking out behind that exact curtain.
I know. What a great picture, that Mario peek. They've announced the Nintendo Switch. It's what we suspected, what speculation was, where you remove controllers from the thing, put
detachable
it on
controllers and portable. Yeah,
can take it wherever you want. Really cool concept. I want to go first impressions. What's your first thoughts and impressions, Justin, about Nintendo Switch?
My first impression was, wow, I need this. I'm already going to get it. I'm excited for the next Zelda, and I don't need a Wii U anymore, so I immediately threw it away.
I don't need the Wii U.
Like, before you even bought it, it's already in the trash.
Fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I just see great potential in it, so
that's like,
wow, like detachable controllers you can play with other people.
Justin actually recognized the marketing scheme of Nintendo, which is, this is actually a console.
Right.
Which they just did not say at all about the Wii U. The Wii U is what? They advertised it like a fucking controller or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wii U was a bad title, too much focus on the pad itself. This is very obvious. Switch, to me, is a perfect name. Makes absolute...
It's not related to anything, and also it is the console. You know, like it defines the console as a name.
Yeah, it's the perfect name. It's like, that's what you do with it. Oh, I'm gonna Switch. I'm gonna go outside.
Yep.
What were your first impressions, Ken?
So before the before the Skyrim thing, I need to clear my throat. Hold on.
Right. Leave us in anticipation, man.
Okay, there we go. Before like the whole like Skyrim isn't actually coming to the console, I was like, this looks interesting.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, I was like, this looks interesting. I'll throw up the trailer. And then it gets to the guy playing Skyrim, and I just fucking nutted my pants, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking be able to carry around a tablet and fucking play Skyrim? I'm buying this. Like no other, like, the only way you can do that currently, to this day, is to have a PlayStation 3, a copy of Skyrim, and a PlayStation Vita, and you have to hack the PlayStation 3 to broadcast all PS3 games. There's a shit you have to go through, because you can only, I don't know what it's called. I want to say, it's not crossplay, it's something else, but it's like you broadcast your PS3 to your Vita. They do the same thing with the PS4. But you have to, like, there's certain games that can do it and certain games that can't, and Skyrim is like in the list of games that like couldn't do it. I don't know if they've changed it now. So I know someone, it's one of my neighbors, who had to fucking like jailbreak their PS3 to get it to broadcast Skyrim to their Vita. But even then, you have to own two separate consoles.
Right.
So it just seemed like the way better option of just buying this console. Plus, like, it looks like a fucking console. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like, there's in the part of the video where the guy picks up the Pro controller, I was like, I'm at home with this shit. Like,
yeah, and that's smart that they had that from the get-go. They kind of put emphasis on a lot of things. They put emphasis on pro, like, leagues and stuff. You know, like, everything. Sports games.
One of the funniest images to come out of this, like legitimately funny for like a very niche part of the internet, is there's this picture where it's like a guy shows up to a Smash tournament with one of these. What do you do? And it's one of the little sides of the console, like one of the, like half of the controller.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was so fucking funny.
they do look really small. Like if you're gonna use, because you can use each half of the controller as a 2 players. It looks really small, like smaller than Wiimote sideways small. You know?
Oh no, like I don't think the size is the problem. I think they don't look durable. That was my only criticism that I've had of this whole thing.
Yeah, durable.
When they take them off the console, it doesn't look like. I'm getting raspy again. Holy shit! Oh, God damn it!
Yeah, I get what you mean though. Like they look like they can snap easily with their like.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no. The way that they come
yeah.
off the screen, they don't look like like they're thoroughly physical. They look maybe like they're hollow or something. Like they look very brittle.
Yeah, and thin, and probably very lightweight.
Yeah. I would hope they're more durable if they're going to be charging the PlayStation 3 launch price for this.
I will say what I think is pretty cool is each side has the same layout. It's just different. So like the left side, it has the D-pad as buttons, and then the other side has the A, B, X, Y as buttons. But they can be used as the same thing for both controllers.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool for like multiplayer and stuff. And I know like 'cause the first thing I thought was that when this comes out, I'm buying it pretty much on launch.
Yeah. See,
because,
and here's go ahead.
Because I have a 5-year-old brother, and he loves video games. And whenever we get in the car or we go somewhere that isn't around his Xbox, he wants to see me play games on my phone, or something like that. And I would very much like to have a console that me and him could be playing a game, and then I take him somewhere, and then he'd be able to play it, like on the way there. And just having the idea of like a console, like a real console that you can take on the go and him play. Like when I saw Skyrim, I was like, oh, that means that other games are going to come to the system, because I saw Activision has their hand in it, which means, and forgive me, and which means Call of Duty might make it to this. And if it does, Wyatt'll love that shit, because he's a 5-year-old, and what do 5-year-olds love doing? Shooting people.
Of course, yeah.
So that was the first thing that popped in my head, is that if this actually has the third-party support that it's going to have, I have like the perfect thing for me and my little brother to have, because right now he has a 360 and plays like 3 games, and then he'll come in here and watch me play League on my computer. And that's it. Like,
well, especially because I feel like with the Wii U, you technically could do that in the car. You just need to plug it in through like the the adapter things in cars. You could technically do that and play it on the gamepad. But this is like, it's meant to do this. This is meant to travel. It's like the next evolution.
Thoroughly portable. Yeah.
Yeah. And that excites me. I'm in the same boat. I want to get this at launch. And like, what's so funny to me about that is that we all three said that there was so much speculation before. So much, I don't know. I think Nintendo might screw it up.
No, this looks great.
Like before this thing, everyone was saying that, right? It's like, I don't know, the thing of it being mobile and console, like that might mean the quality drops because for it to be mobile too. But like now that we've seen it, I think everyone's kind of on board. Because I was the same way. For me, it was more personal. I thought my Wii U deserved more playtime, more time in the spotlight kind of thing. Because I just bought it and it's like, man, I now got to get a new one. But I'm hyped and I'm on board, and that's pretty impressive that they did that with just one preview.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to this freaking construction, man. It's real bad. But what do you think about that, Justin? Of like, I feel like most people have kind of flipped opinions that quickly.
I'm still holding kind of like to it looks good. I didn't ever think it was going to fail either. I think I had a little faith in Nintendo that they could pull it off, and I think they will.
I don't think Nintendo can pull anything off, but this looks good.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of, I guess there was a little bit of criticism, and I noticed this too. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it did seem like some of the when it's actually in the tablet mobile gameplay, it looked kind of choppy. Like it did not look.
Oh like, yeah, no. So
perfect gameplay.
Some some really cool people that I listen to every week. The Super Best Friends cast. I listen to it's just their podcast. I don't listen to anything else that they do. So they were talking about that in really, really specific instances with video games, the NX is speculated to go into a low power mode to not use as much processing power and save battery so that you can have it on the go.
Yeah.
And NVIDIA confirmed that, like yesterday or the day before yesterday, that that's exactly what it does.
Interesting. So, like, if it's low on battery, performance drops to save battery.
Yes, like a laptop.
Yeah, which I guess that makes sense, but that kind of sucks for gaming. Like, you need full performance.
But I mean,
right?
think about this. You get this console, and you're like, I want this to be portable. But your first complaint is going to be that it dies in 4 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
So they have to do what they can, you know. And I'm sure later down the line, they can iterate on this and have better battery life, or you'll have a companion, like for example, iPhones. They have those cases that you can wrap around it, and it's a second battery.
Yeah, I just bought one this week. I have one.
I'm actually thinking about buying one too. Yeah, but you know, you have all of that in the future. We don't like it's going to be new technology. It's going to be at launch. There's going to be problems, obviously. So they'll just fix it as they go, like every place does. You know, like Microsoft and Sony does the exact same thing.
And that, I guess that makes me a bit more optimistic, because one of my worries was battery life, and I think that's a lot of people's concern. That could be a selling point. You know, if the battery does only last 3 hours on the go, that might be a problem.
maybe at the 1080p 60 frames that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Which am I wrong in saying that Breath of the Wild runs at that, or is that?
I assume it would. Yeah. I mean,
like fucking. I feel like a fucking Wii U could run that game at 1080p 60 frames per second.
I think so. I don't know a lot about specs and stuff, but I would assume so. But it seems like this one's a bit more powered up than that. Like, that's another big reason why I think they made a new console, right? To catch up.
This is graphically, like, as close to the current gen as I think Nintendo wants to get.
Which, finally, right? Because I feel like they've always been behind with every console.
They've been stuck on GameCube graphics the past, 10 years. Like... Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess technically they were stuck on N64 graphics because the N64 and the GameCube don't really have that much different of tech, you know.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's more about the game. It's not about how good it looks or anything.
I'm definitely excited though. I think it's a great step. Like, I think they marketed it really well. One thing I thought was interesting in the preview is it's kind of clearly geared toward us, meaning young adults, not families, not kids, and I think that's really smart. I saw Shame actually tweet about it.
For fucking people who play games.
Well, and he made a good point that even if a kid sees this trailer, they're still going to be interested, because kids don't want to be kids want to be adults. So I thought that was pretty smart, that even them, they're going to be interested in seeing that. And that was pretty cool.
All those adults are playing Call of Duty on that new Nintendo console. I want it. I want to be like them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm definitely excited. The thing that stuck out most to me was new Mario. That seemed pretty dope, even though it was like 6 seconds.
There's image stabilization somewhere on the internet where
I saw someone made it into a better gif of it. You know what's funny? I just saw a video this morning of Game Explain breaking down the 6 seconds of footage, and it's an 11-minute video talking about all the different things that this Mario game might have because of the. Oh, it was.
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. The whole 20-something white guy YouTuber space is just Jesus Christ, dude. I can't that's not the only time you see shit like that. I think it's so funny. Yeah. They just get the littlest thing and they blow it up to fucking 20 minutes of them screaming about it.
Yeah, and it was very speculative. it was like after Mario does the long jump, he puts his hands out in an upward position like he's an airplane. Does this mean that
He's
he
a
gets
fucking airplane? He'll transform
Right,
into
exactly,
an
yeah.
airplane?
Like, does he get another speed boost after a long jump, or is this just a silly design choice? Like, it's just like, man, you're breaking it down too much, man.
Yeah, that's too far, definitely.
Like,
It's just
honestly, for
funny.
all we know, it could just be all pre-rendered footage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Skyrim wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently
least.
Skyrim's not coming, so
God,
they did
the
all
one
that for
thing-
nothing.
the-
Though.
The one thing that made me want the console personally, and it's not coming. I'm
Yeah.
probably still gonna get it though, just because I want to like have
Wait.
something why I can play and not like.
Which I guess we should say it's not confirmed. We don't know if it is or not. It's not confirmed.
Yeah, that's all it is. They said they can't confirm it's going to be coming to the console.
Which is
means
really
it-
funny,
which means
though,
it
'cause it
probably
was,
isn't though.
It was a real like prominent part of the preview.
Yeah, like half the video was Skyrim.
Which I understand why they did it. Skyrim to me is like a very recognizable, it's just like, oh, that means there's going to be a lot of third-party support. Like when I see that, it's like, ooh, this is not a Nintendo title, like it was obvious to me, oh, that's Skyrim. I think that was a good choice to use for that, but just the fact that then it's like, well, it may not come to it is really funny.
Yeah.
So, when you're talking about pre-rendered, Justin, that made me think, because that is obviously important. I think you could probably assume that a lot of it's just that pre-rendered stuff, like just to make it look good. But here's what's interesting is, it literally showed choppy Zelda footage on the handheld in the park in the preview. If it was all pre-rendered and if they wanted it to look the best it could, why would they show choppy footage, So I wonder if it either is just like real and they were just showing exactly what it was showing and it's a little choppy on the mobile. It just seems weird to me of why they would choose to do that, you know what I mean? Like, why not just show the best looking thing in the preview?
But then, like, to that, I think, like, I'm looking at the trailer, it's like, it's clearly, like, composed onto the video. It's obviously, like, if you were filming a TV, it would look a lot different. So I'm feeling like, I honestly don't know what's going on there. Like, how it just starts, stuttering there. But
that's my thought, is I figured they would have to do that for the preview anyway. It would look weird if they're just filming the tablet, like you'd get glare and stuff on it. So obviously it's just put on there. So I'm kind of baffled. Why would they? I don't know, unless they just want to be totally honest. Hey, it's not going to be perfect on the handheld. From the get-go, they want to be honest about it. I don't know.
I think that might. I would hope that Nintendo would do that anyway.
I don't see any other reason why they would, because otherwise, why would you not put your best foot forward and show the best? Like, I kind of respect that. Like, hey,
No,
it's,
because
it's not gonna be
because
perfect.
honesty is more important to me. I think. Like,
Yeah.
I would imagine to everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
because I look at the, like, at the end of the video, they say, like, game footage not final. Graphics and features subject to change. And I think that's a lot of things that people missed there at the end, and it kind of concerns me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that those games are just going to look completely different at launch, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Plus,
there's no way.
yeah.
There's nowhere they're like, yeah, that level's never going to be in Mario, and also Mario's never coming out. Like, it's not going to be any shit like that.
Plus, there's always that's always how they announce new things. Like before,
Yeah, they have
Skyward
to say
Sword,
that just in case something happens.
like they release tech demos all the time, and that's nothing new, I guess, where nothing's finalized. But overall, I'm very excited. I think it's a great move for them. I think this is what they needed, something that actually is promoted well, which is smart, because they said, they're like, we're not going to make the same mistakes we made with Wii U. We're going to market it better. They learned, and I think it shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, I think that I think it does kind of make me I guess like a bit at ease, since they're actually targeting, like, forgive the name, gamers, and not and not kids or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also smart. You know what's funny to me is,
Ugh.
looking back now at just all the quote unquote leaks we had. Sorry.
Well, the majority of them were right, though.
Well, the concept, right?
In a sense.
It's gonna be the mobile, and it's gonna, you're gonna take it on the go. That is true, but like there was one like just last week, and it was like I saw the box in stores, and it still said NX on the side, so it's gonna be called the NX, and it's a blue box, like so blue theming, and it's just I laugh because none of that's true.
Yeah, like pretty much at all.
Like the Switch logo is all red, and it is not called the NX. I don't know. It's just funny. Like it just showed me how much you cannot trust any kind of leaks. But you're right that some of them were accurate as far as in concept, and I guess there was one that
the important
looked like
ones. Yeah,
right.
The important like leaks were actually leaks. Yeah.
I remember the one where the controller was the screen, right? That like oval shaped screen.
Yeah.
And it's like that was not at all. But in concept. Anything else you're excited for, or that stood out to you from it, or any other like speculations?
Well, not necessarily the trailer. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but Sonic Project 2017, has already been confirmed to come to the Switch, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of code names for games at the moment.
Oh yeah. Nothing's really happening in 2016 until 2017, so.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, like the majority of the stuff that I'm waiting for is supposedly coming out in 2017 as well. So.
Well,
like,
in
for
this,
example,
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the shit that got announced is just not.
Yesterday was a crazy announcement day. You had Red Dead trailer, Switch launch, Logan movie trailer. Yeah, a lot of stuff. 2017.
Guardians of the Galaxy trailer.
That's true. Yeah. This thing's coming out in March, and that's probably the best part about it to me, anyway. Is everyone was complaining.
What is March though?
5 months away.
No. Like what? What is significant about March?
My birthday is in March.
Yeah, there's nothing really significant about it. I don't know why it's March specifically.
Yeah, like because you would think that they'd do like November because of Christmas.
Yeah, my assumption is it just wasn't ready. Like I assumed they wanted a holiday release and couldn't do it, but then didn't want to delay it a full year.
Yeah,
that's my only assumption. It is a weird release time for a console. You normally don't see that early quarter.
Yeah, they don't like start the year with a new console, which is fine. But like everything about presents and kids is gone. Like there's no Christmas,
Right. Which maybe that's why they're marketing it to young adults. Like you don't need Christmas to buy this. It's like buy it yourself. But that's soon. March is really soon, and that was probably like the biggest flack that everyone was giving it. You haven't announced anything, and this thing's supposed to come out in 5 months. Like, come on, Nintendo. But to me, like, I think it's fine because it's still 5 months now. Where I just checked this morning, 10 million views on their trailer on YouTube. So at least 10 million people saw it in one day and are hyped about it. Like, I think people underestimate how fast the internet moves, one, and two, just like how dedicated Nintendo fans are. I think they could have waited till November and it still would have been enough time where people are hyped about it. Because now it's like, oh, I have to wait 5 months for it instead of, like, that's like too long for me. I want it like next month, And if you think of like the iPhone, they like announce it and then it's released like same day or that week. Like I don't think things have to be announced years before they're released, especially in this day and age of technology.
Yeah.
No, they did say no more announcements the rest of the year. And I think people kind of hopped on that same wagon. Now, wait a minute, Nintendo. I need to know more. You're going to wait till January to tell me more? And then it's only 3 months until release? Like, people kind of hopped real quick back onto that. You need to give us more info now.
I do like Nintendo's approach to things, which is fuck everybody. And
Yeah,
then they go, they go, you know what? Here's a thing. We're gonna release the NX tomorrow. So you get ready for the trailer, and then
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then
a
the
day
next day,
before
the trailer comes out. Yep, then the trailer comes out, and they're like, all right, cool, bye. And that's it. Nintendo's gone into the fucking woods again.
They didn't have to do it at E3. They didn't have, like they are. And they're big enough that they can do that. I seriously think.
Oh no, there's this thing that came out about 5 years ago where Nintendo can operate at a loss for 10 years and still have money.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with Rockstar, which I do think Rockstar does this too, where they just announce things on their own terms. They run their own schedule. Like, they don't need to have big events to announce things. And Nintendo's the same way. E3 was just a Let's Play day, Nintendo's E3 conference was Let's Play Zelda all day long. And that's all they needed. Like, they used that to bring people into Zelda. So then when they do announce the Switch, they show it and it's like, remember this game? Okay, so you're already on board for that. Now let's show you what it's going to... I think it's actually been really well. Like, their year of how they've done advertising has been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And they do. They don't care about what people want. It's, here it is. All right, we'll see you in 3 months when we announce more. You can wait.
Here's the thing you've been clamoring for the past 2 years. Bye.
Which, at least they gave us something. Because if they waited till January to do this trailer...
No, could you imagine, though, if on release day... Like, that was when you found out about it?
Right.
No marketing, no trailers, nothing.
Yeah.
They just, one day it's like, hey, so a bunch of, like, Walmart's got this, like, new Nintendo thing in, and it's supposed to be releasing in like the next week, and then like that week goes, like, that's the rumor you hear, and then the week goes by, and then it's like, yeah, here's a whole Nintendo console, and there's a shit ton of games that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be that's like some ridiculous shit right there, dude. I'd fucking buy that shit in a second.
And they'd be crazy enough to do it. It's like, here it is. Let's just drop the bomb on you today.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's my hope is that we get a good amount of games off the bat. And I know that's been a
Wasn't
problem.
there like 3 Wii U games or something? Like, what was the launch? It was a very small number.
So the ones they at least showed were Splatoon, Mario Kart 8. I've heard rumors of Smash. And
I mean, I think Smash is confirmed to come out in X. But
I think I saw that as well.
There hasn't been anything shown.
And then you got, this new Mario and new Zelda. And so, I don't know. We know Breath of the Wild's launch. Mario, I would assume not, since that's the first they've ever mentioned of it. But maybe they'll be like, oh, and by the way, also new Mario, boom. Because that, for me, that would sell it to me even more. But we don't know. I just hope, because I know that's been a problem in the past. The last 2 consoles and more, it's like it launches with next to nothing. The Wii.
Yeah, and then every console's done that. I think the only console that actually had like worth the fuck launch titles was like the 360. But the thing is, the 360 didn't have launch titles at launch. It had launch titles 2 months after.
Right.
Like Dead Rising and a bunch of games came out like immediately after the launch. So at launch, I think I think Call of Duty 2 was like the only like real launch title, and then I'm gonna double check this, and then like Gears of War came out after, and Dead Rising and everything.
Which I guess like 2 months isn't the end. That's pretty close.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's not the biggest deal.
Right. As long as there's something, because I know like same with Wii U. Wii U had the same problem. They had nothing for a year. Yep. They had new Super Mario Bros. U, and no one wanted that anymore. So it's like, I hope that they'll at least have some stuff. And I think Zelda's a great start. Like, Zelda at launch is a great start.
Mm.
But I do hope there will be kind of a good amount of games. Speaking of the Wii U, though, like Wii U titles, because this was another big contention point that people were saying of.
There were 20 launch titles for the 360. So
yeah,
that's, I mean, sure, that's a lot of games, but in the grand scheme of things,
like
it isn't
one that you would want to play, right? Like 20, but only one that's worth anything.
Oh no, I can tell you. I'll go down the list. There are 1, 2, 3. There's 5 games on this list that I'd play. The majority of them are sports games.
Yeah,
NHL,
exactly. Sports stuff.
NBA Live, NBA 2K6, Madden NFL, stuff like that. You know.
So the Wii U games coming to Switch, I think it's still speculation, but I'm pretty confident in it that it's Switch remakes with updated stuff, new, like DLC, quote unquote, new stuff in the games. So, for example, Mario Kart 8 with maybe a few new tracks, new characters, Splatoon with some new guns, maybe a few new levels, Switch re-releases. That's what I assume we're going to see, not, Wii U ports or ways to transfer them.
Is Splatoon actually called Splatoon, but with a 2?
No, that's what people are calling the sequel that is not out yet.
Okay. Thank God.
Which I don't get, because Splatoon's like a year old, so I don't know why people are already clamoring for a sequel.
Well, so you can hate on Call of Duty for coming out every year.
Yeah.
But man, Pokemon coming out every year, that's great. And Splatoon every year, that'd be amazing. Fucking hypocrites, sort of God.
So I guess, like, as a consumer, I wish there was a way to transfer your Wii U games, because if it can't play the physical discs, which it looks like it can't.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's disc based at all.
It's completely cart based, but it also said it can't play 3DS games, so it's a specific Switch cart, can't play discs, so that means you can't play your Wii U games, no backward compatibility, no 3DS transferability, at least announced yet. So that means we're looking at Switch re-releases. I would hope maybe discounted, but probably not, because they're going to have new stuff in them, so they can release them at full price. Like, that's at least my assumption. What do you guys think?
I think that's pretty much the same. Yeah, is that a good price? Then
This is
should
no,
be
no.
good.
Okay, no. Okay, so I have one point of one point here. They need to fix their goddamn eShop.
Yeah.
It needs to be fucking functional. Like, if they're not gonna have discs, they're gonna have their weird Game Boy cartridges or whatever, right? Like their super proprietary ones. Like, because think about the 3DS. It can play DS games. You know?
Right. And they've always had backwards compatibility the last several consoles.
In some sense, they've always had it. And the Switch, I'm assuming you're just going to be able to download, let's just say, the Wii stuff, like the Wii U games and the Wii games, like, it's all just going to be compatible. Let's just assume that it is.
Yeah.
And then I lose my console, or it gets stolen.
Yeah.
Is all my shit going to be gone? And
That's
if I
true.
delete
They
those
probably need to fix
games,
that.
if I delete those games off of my console, will I be able to re-download them later? Because I already know when this thing comes out, it's only going to have like 32 gigs of space. You know?
Right, because that's what it always is.
Because it's fucking Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I would like them to fix their fucking eShop.
Because it's all that not possible on Wii U currently. If you delete a game, you have to rebuy it.
No, it's the 3DS is the bigger issue. But it's like if you delete the game, you cannot re-download it.
Oof. Yeah.
And the
yeah.
excuse that they give, for this whole functionality of their eShop is, it's like, well, if you lose your game in real life, that's gone forever too. And it's like, yeah, but
That's
no,
terrible.
that's a real quote, and it's like, yeah, but these systems are in place to help alleviate the fact that my
Right.
fucking 3DS got stolen. You fucking idiot.
That's a bad problem that you can fix with digital.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
oh my gosh.
Like check this out. Check this out. In the days of old, when I moved out of my parents' house, like initially, right? I could not take the Xbox because my dad bought it, and he was like, he would like to keep it here for my brothers. I was like, that's fine. So I took all my games, and I took the hard drive out of the Xbox. I bought a new Xbox, plugged the hard drive in, re-downloaded the majority of the stuff that was on the other Xbox, and guess what? It was totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I've done that too. I got a different Xbox, same hard drive. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like those things are in place.
They
Like,
do
for
seem to
a
be
reason.
behind on that stuff just in general. Like they can't just the fact alone that the eShops weren't the same. Like you switch to Wii U eShop and it doesn't have the same stuff. Like how easily could they have just transferred over everything? But they didn't. Things had to trickle out for some reason.
Yep.
Why?
It
Makes no sense. I agree though, like if they want to do it smart, Switch eShop needs to have this stuff figured out from the get-go. And better Wii U downloads onto it.
Yeah.
Which is iffy. I'm gonna fully plug CJ's idea. CJ's What's With Games. He had this idea, and I'm completely stealing it because he's given me full permission to tell everybody about it. And it's the idea that will never happen. I actually tweeted this out yesterday. If Nintendo sold blank cards, so like the cards that you can plug straight into the Switch, sells you blank ones that you can download your Wii U games onto, your 3DS games, any eShop download onto the card so you can play it on the Switch. That'd be amazing, but I doubt it.
See, I feel like just releasing it on the eShop would be more efficient, though.
Right, sure, absolutely. And that would be better. But there's no way, right? Because they'd be like, oh, well, they'll put other stuff on it. Like, they won't just put our games on it.
Yeah, you'd homebrew
Well,
a lot
I
of
feel like
stuff.
there's still actually a good way that you could transfer it over. I mean, this is something Nintendo would probably never do, but like you can store your Wii U games on an external drive.
Yeah.
It's like imagine if you could just take those and plug it into the Switch, because I know the Switch dock has USB ports, 2 of them, so it could be possible.
Well, because that's already what SD cards do, right? Like that's already the functionality that's what they do. You can download stuff onto them, you can plug them into things, and they're there. So it's all there, and it's possible. But
It's just a matter of Nintendo
doubt
actually
they do.
doing it.
Yeah, and
I
doubt
feel
it.
you on that.
Because just specifically the blank cart thing, like I think that they'd be like, they see that and they just see liability. People would hack them. People would put Halo on them or whatever.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know what an R4 is?
No.
An R4 is a DS card that has a slot for an SD card, and you can put any DS game on the SD card and plug it into the DS card and play any fucking DS game.
Yeah, I had 2 of them when I was very.
What's an
young.
R4?
It lets you pirate. An R4 is a card. It's a DS game, but it has a slot on the cart itself for an SD card.
Oh, interesting.
And you would for like a mini SD, like a tiny one for phones. So you would just put like DS ROMs on it and then plug it into your DS and play fucking DS games for free. I used to have fucking I used to have like every Pokemon game. I used to have the original Animal Crossing for DS, Wild World. Like I had a bunch of fucking games for it, and I used to play them all the fucking time.
So stuff like
the
that
best shit in the world, yeah,
already happens even without like an officially released Nintendo anything.
Oh no, I know, yeah, but like that was years ago. That was in 2006.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it's even worse now. If you look at the Wii U, something that's recently happened is some Brazilian hackers from Brazil. They had found out that you can download like the eShop games off of Nintendo servers, but like they had no way of being able to install it to your Wii U. And it turns out that you just switch one little byte in the code, and you can just pirate everything. And it's honestly the most hilarious security flaw I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
And exactly, like you can't underestimate that stuff is gonna happen regardless.
Oh, that's great though.
Yeah. So, I think worst case scenario is probably most probable, which is just you're just getting remasters of Wii U's games that you're gonna have to buy at full price.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Remasters kind of get a bad rap though, because like there's a couple like remasters that I have that are great, and
Yeah.
I mean sure like the majority of them are pretty shitty, but let's just take into account Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I own a 360, which means I didn't get every single Metal Gear Solid when I bought the HD collection, but I have it, and they're not only are they functional ports, but there's improvements to the gameplay that modernizes certain aspects of the game. Metal Gear Solid 3 is no longer like isometric; it's like a third-person game, and it feels fucking great because of it.
Mm.
So, and even like Wind Waker, right? I know it's the same game, but it's fucking HD, like actual HD.
Right.
Not I have a Dolphin on my computer and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make this game run better than any other game on my computer.
Yeah. Right. And I think there is a lot of validity to that stuff, especially if you never had them in the first place. Because like for me,
Yeah.
I've never owned Splatoon, so hey, I might get it on the Switch. Why not? Like I think that stuff makes sense.
It's funny you say that. For my PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's a lot of games that I didn't buy because, like, I didn't want to play the neutered 360 version.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got a PC, that was like the first thing that I was doing was just buying games. like I have Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor on my PC because the 360 version was a terrible port that didn't have the Nemesis system.
Right.
I have Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PC because I'm not going to play that game looking crunchy with awful textures running at like 20 FPS. You know, like I didn't want to deal with any of that.
That is funny.
Like,
I didn't know that all those had 360 versions.
Yeah,
that are
I
just
know.
bad.
Yeah, I bought Half-Life 2 on PC because the fucking orange box is always $60 used no matter where you go.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, which is a disappointment because Half-Life 2 is not that great, but you know, you get my point though.
Yeah.
And even GTA 5, the day that I bought it on PC, I sold my fucking Xbox 360 copy of it because I don't need that.
Yeah.
You know, and I have Far Cry 2 up here. I have all the fucking Elder Scrolls that you can get on Steam.
Right.
I have fucking Dark Souls 3, like,
Mm-hmm.
because Dark Souls 3 didn't come to 360. If I was still primarily gaming on that,
Right.
then I wouldn't be playing Dark Souls 3. But I have it. I bought it yesterday.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
like by having the newer thing, I finally get to play the things that I missed out on. You know.
Yeah, sure. And I think that will be a lot of what the Switch can do is, for those that, because the Wii U didn't sell well, right? So I know like us are the ones that like know all about this stuff, but the masses, a lot of them probably never even had the Wii U. So, you know, so it's like this is a reboot, a way to hit the restart button and hopefully get some new people in that did not get in for a Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think the whole mobile concept is what sells it, and that's all anyone was talking about. Like, this is perfect for me. I love playing my 3DS in bed before I go to bed. I love, taking these things on the go with me. Like, I wish I could have taken my console on the go. Like, that's what everybody wants, and that's perfect because that's kind of what mobile games are becoming, right? Is like all the things that you can get on your phone. The reason that market is so huge is because you're taking it with you. You're taking it on the go.
Can I say something?
It's
though?
adapting to that. Yeah.
I'm gonna open it right now. I own Bastion for iPhone, and I own Crashlands, which is a Terraria clone, I guess,
Mhm.
of sorts. I bought them. I don't think I've opened them on my phone.
Yeah.
Like phone gaming is something that's so it's not me. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not
Yeah.
something that I get into.
And,
I can't.
yeah, I think that's
I can't
me
be
too.
bothered. I don't like the idea of me rubbing my fucking fat thumbs on a tiny screen to get the exact same thing that I can get on a gamepad or a mouse and keyboard.
Right. For me, it's more casual experiences. Like, it's got to just be the casual stuff.
I need a real game. Yeah, like the last legitimate game I put all the way through on my fucking iPhone was Xenonia, which is like this like awful like action RPG. But I played it because at the time it was right after my 3DS got stolen, and I was like, like constantly working, and I was just like, I need to fucking play something. Like I hate not being able to play shit on the go because my 3DS is gone. So
Yeah.
I got that on my iPhone and I just played it through, which it's a all right game, but it's not a full featured experience. I would very much like to play a real fucking video game, not
Yeah.
a neutered touch version.
Yeah. I just think that's what appeals to the masses. Like I showed my wife last night the trailer, and I was like, "Hey, this is huge news! Nintendo announced a new console," and she was sold. She's like, "That's really cool." Like she's not a gamer in the slightest.
I was expecting you to go, and then she walked out of the room.
Yeah, she hated it. No, she was like, "That's really smart. Like that's awesome. I love that. Like just the fact that you can detach the controller and stuff. Like that's not something we've seen before." Like, that's something to somebody who doesn't know anything about gaming. They see that and they're like, whoa, this is something new. We've never seen something like this before. And that's cool. And that's something they've always done, right? Nintendo's always been, let's innovate, do something different. Like, Wii was the first, like, motion control that went really popular. Like, let's do something that no one's done before. And that's cool. I think it reinstilled a lot of hope in people. There's a lot of Nintendo negativity before this. In fact, that probably is what our original cast would have been.
Yeah, it would have been us hating on how fucking dumb Nintendo is.
Exactly.
And how the NX is more than likely not going to be the thing everyone's talking about, and it's just going to be another Nintendo console no one's going to buy. But we have been proven wrong.
Exactly. And that's, man, it shows you just how fast
even
things
even
can
if the
change.
NX, or I'm sorry, the Switch. I'm honestly going to keep calling it the NX.
Dude, I've still called it the NX all the time.
Yeah, like even if it doesn't sell well, I think it's a fucking cool concept for a console.
Yeah, definitely. And you gotta give them that.
Yep.
Any final closing thoughts on the Switch before we head out?
Not really.
I'm interested to see what third-party things happen.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you don't get. And I don't know if you guys know about this. I'm like a shooter fag, and I love video games differently than everyone else does. It seems like everyone in the YouTube space loves their like platformers or fucking RPGs or whatever. But like, mainly I love shooters and I love action RPGs, and the versions of Call of Duty and Watch Dogs and various other games that came to 360 and PS3 that came out on the Wii and the Wii U are atrocious.
Yeah.
And I would just like, for the Switch, which it looks like you can do, I would like parity. Like parity, Parity. I would like,
Right.
if it comes out on PS4 and Xbox One, basically the same game's going to be coming out for the Switch.
Which has definitely not been the case in the past.
Yeah, at all. Like that has never happened.
If they even
And I
come
would
to
like
it in the
that.
first place.
Yeah, because the majority of third parties dropped off halfway through the Wii's life cycle.
Yep.
So, I would just like the big games that people like to play and that are multi-platform. I would just like it that if I get the Switch, they're gonna be the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not buying the Switch because I want to play video games. I'm buying the Switch because I want to play video games with my little brother. And that's not something I can really do on my PC. If a game comes out, I'm gonna buy it on PC. But if there's a new Call of Duty game out and I know he's going to want to play it, and I'm not, and I'll say this again, I will not let him use my computer. He'll destroy it. I know he will. But I'll if the Switch comes out and the new Call of Duty comes out and it's fucking functional.
Yeah.
It's not some neutered experience. Then I'll totally get that for him. And then there you go. Not only do I have a console, but you've got my money for the game.
Yeah.
And it's not wasted money.
I'm definitely hopeful, especially about third parties.
Yeah, I would just want parity. That's my closing statement is I want this to be on par with the rest of the consoles.
Finally.
For the sake of third parties, yeah.
Yeah. It's time.
Because everyone knows Nintendo games are great on Nintendo games, like on the consoles, But that's it. That's all you fucking have.
Yeah. Definitely, you don't buy it for Call of Duty.
Exactly. You don't buy it for anything. You just buy it for Nintendo games.
Anything
Own
else,
Nintendo for Nintendo games.
Yep. Yep.
If you want to play video games, you buy a 360, you buy an Xbox One, you buy a PS4, you buy a PC.
Yeah.
If you want to play Nintendo games, you buy a Nintendo console.
Yep.
And that's how it's always been.
Yeah, hopefully that this can finally break that cycle. I think the fact that they're releasing it early, quote unquote, like this is still going to be in the PS4, Xbox One life cycle, that hopefully finally they've caught up.
Which, even this is a little awkward for them because they're about to jump performance.
Right, there's talk for the other ones, right? You're saying like
the PS4
PS
Pro
Plus
and
all that, yeah.
What the fuck's it? The Scorpio, right?
You're right. That's true. They have already talked about that.
So they're talking about like making better versions of the same consoles, like for performance wise, not like better literally, but like
that is true.
Spec wise, better.
So they still may be
so
a little behind again.
That's exactly, yeah. But if you look at Nintendo's track record with handhelds, there's the Vita is a dead fucking thing. It was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo is the king of handhelds, and for them to have a console that's both, like it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I definitely want to see where this goes, and I genuinely think that Nintendo's fucking autistic, and I think that everything they do is probably the worst thing any company can do, and their business practices are atrocious, and their game releases are, less than stellar, because I don't play half the fucking games. Like, who the fuck plays the Me Plaza, or whatever the fuck that game's called? Like the Adventureland game. Like, who bought that? Who was like, this looks fun? In like the majority of Mario games, not mainline Mario games, but like, what the fuck, like what's like the 4-player co-op one that came out?
Yeah, the new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah. Like that's the exact same fucking Mario game that's been coming out the past couple of years. Yeah. Ever since the DS one, and then it came out. It was a DS then Wii, or was it Wii then DS?
DS then Wii.
Yeah, so DS then Wii, and then Wii U, and then are they going to release it again on like the Switch? It's because it literally is the same game.
New Super Mario Bros. Switch.
You know what? That could be interesting. One controller controls Mario. One controller controls Mario. One controller controls Luigi. Like Brothers. You guys ever played that game? Something like that.
I'm not familiar.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's a game where one analog stick.
Sorry. I thought you were just making like a joke. Like had I played Mario Bros.
Oh no! I'm saying the game Brothers.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
That could be interesting. But
True.
we'll see what the fuck Nintendo does with their games. All this has done is make me give like a little bit of faith to Nintendo as opposed to just writing them off as like just a Nintendo.
Which is what they needed. Like, a lot of people were on that fence, about to jump off the cliff. No more.
Yeah.
But they gave us hope.
Well, if you're a Nintendo fan, and no offense, Justin, if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, you're gonna buy everything Nintendo fucking sells you anyway, because you're fucking a fiend, But I think it's a great idea to appeal to like an actual demographic and not just the people that you fucking sell video games to,
Right.
Like I think the business practice of like a season pass for a video game, I think it's fucking stupid, because all that does is cater to the people who already bought the game.
Yeah.
And its content. I'm not saying, because I know how I'm getting more familiar with the video game industry. I understand that the map packs and stuff, they're not gonna come out, like they're not done when the game comes out. They're gonna come out. And sure, it sucks that you might have to pay for them. And then sure, it sucks that like some games give stuff out for free and some games don't. But that is entirely on them. When you spend $60 or $50 if you're on PC, you want to get the full experience of the game and not feel like you're missing out. And then the season pass immediately makes you feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could do a whole cast on that stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that Nintendo is going to be doing season passes and shit, but I think that their business practices are very similar.
Yeah.
Where you owning a Nintendo console, you feel left out. Like you can't play all the games that your friends are playing. You like let's say I'm a fucking 16-year-old kid in high school again, and I go in, I'm like, yeah, I've been playing the new let's say Skyrim. Like Skyrim came out, right? So I was like, yeah, I fucking got on 360, and all my friends were like, yeah, we got on PC. And then one guy goes, well, Skyward Sword just came out, so I've been playing that. And that's it. And that's all he had, man. And he can't play Skyrim with us. I don't want to be that kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're all talking about the crazy shit we're doing in Skyrim, like right when it came out, and this guy's like, you know, motion controls are pretty cool. You swing the sword, and Link swings the sword too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
They're like,
I don't
good for
ever,
you,
I,
man.
I don't want my investment. Like people are speculating that it's going to be PS3 level of launch price. But I don't want to buy something and feel immediately left out. That's why I bought the PC, because I can fucking play a GameCube game right now if I wanted to.
Yep. I'm with you on that. I think we covered it, man. It's good. I'm excited. We don't know a lot yet, but they brought hope to the world once more.
Yeah, I like Nintendo, and I'm interested.
Right. Even the people that had wrote them off, now they're peeking back around the corner. Wait a minute.
We're doing what Mario does.
They're exactly the Mario through the curtain.
Yeah,
it's Mario.
I am Mario. It was me the whole time.
All right, we're gonna head out. Any final thoughts to the audience before we get out of here?
Everyone subscribe to A+ Start.
Yeah, do it. YouTube.com/user/ANStart.
Man. We brought it full circle. We've come back.
Closing statement. I don't ever promise anything to anyone, but I guess for the sake of the stretching, I guess for the sake of the podcast, I will say that there is something coming from me in the next week or two.
Ooh.
And I don't give hard deadlines like that, so that's why I say or two.
Nice.
But if you like what I do, expect some chunk of it to be releasing at some point.
Should they check out your Bandcamp? Is that a good place to?
That's the only place that I ever advertise. Yeah.
So yes.
I've been told to put my stuff on YouTube, but I just feel like it's fucking dumb.
Yeah, Bandcamp's a good place. It's a good place for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you'd censor something if I said that was bad. But my YouTube has like 3 things on it, and one of them is just a video of me saying the N-word. So, So my
Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp is where you want to go. Yeah. Which is just animeistrash.bandcamp.com. Thank God I hit that fucking, because my Twitter handle isn't animeistrash. The I in is a fucking L.
Ooh.
So yes, I don't even have the actual animeistrash.
Oh, that's too bad.
I am animeistrash.
Yeah. Justin?
But
well, I don't know if I can measure up to that, but I'm not uploading anything this month. But next month I have some very big things coming, so I won't say what they are now.
Huge.
Mystery, dude.
It's a mystery. It's a secret to everybody.
Leave us in suspense.
It's a mystery. Like, for half of the time that I knew Justin, I didn't know he was black.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They just think I'm the color gold, but no.
Right, yeah, you're just a circle on a gold background.
Yeah.
Man. Alrighty. We're out of here. Thanks for listening if you stuck around this long. We'll see you next month on a brand new snoCast. As always, thanks to my guests. Good discussion. Go get hyped about Nintendo again. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Snow!